Okay, I promise my child I will do courageous things as often as I can. I hope this counts because I'm damn nervous. You're not my usual audience, so I hope I will not have a brain freeze and play a staring competition with you. Okay. So because everybody loves to talk about themselves, I'm just going to have a little talk about it and then move on quite quickly. If you ever read my bio that Marcus published, and I thought I'm going to be modest and I failed, I'm a total nerd, a proud one. I've been for a long, long time. I study endlessly. I don't watch TV pretty much ever. I listen podcasts while I shop, while I cook. I'm a TED Talk crazy. I pretty much study variety of stuff, and I ended up being very resourceful to many, many people, where I'm very happy about it. But you probably couldn't see from my bio is that actually I had a pretty wild spirit as well in my younger age. No age mentioning here. I come from a very rural place where, let's say that the life was quite frugal. I could never be spoiled by any manner. I understood what hard work is just by watching my parents. I come from Serbia, so if you know a little bit of history of that, you understand that we went through quite a tough time recently. Still there. And pretty much the gender stereotypes are quite quickly told that I was supposed to be kind and sweet. There was no adventure for me, only for boys. Kind of didn't work with me. So by my late teens, the nerd was well set on path, but the free spirit was coming up. So let me just tell you what I did when my parents were not looking. So I did the skydiving, pretty much without them knowing. I did solid 13 freestyle. Okay, that's not training in where I come from. You go to the field, you get the Russian planes, you kind of pack your own parachute, and you jump. And I have even a picture of that. I'm smiling. The frog position. That's the only thing they ask you. And hold the legs together. Otherwise, if you land in a cornfield, as I did, and they search for you 5 hours, you better stay not injured, which I managed. Okay, I did paragliding, no training either, just some great friends having equipment. I did skiing. They throw me to ski without any training also. They thought that they have no time. We have only 7 days here. Nobody will show you anything, just ski. I bought a second-hand bike. Wolfie was first place in Dubai where I went to search for my new bike when I arrived to Dubai. And I can see he's here. So you changed my life when I arrived, and you opened a really solid first bike shop that I loved. That was a second-hand track. It was damn heavy. But it was definitely my best transport. I cycled everywhere I could. It was 50K a day. Rain, night, let's say no helmet, highway, and headsets in your ears so you don't hear even the cars, which was great. Police was not happy definitely when every time it caught me, so I had to lie pretty much, no ID, my birthday's today. And so I managed to go without fines a lot of times. Okay. By 1999, the bombing started. 3 months, my house was close to the military airport. And my house was shaking pretty much every night. You don't sleep in pajamas, the windows are open. I decided not to be in a shelter. I found it quite frightening to be surrounded by people, squeezed around, and pretty much frightened. There was no electricity. I saw the most beautiful sky in the world. When the graffiti bomb fell on the electrical power, it was beautiful blue. After that, we were barbecuing next day because all the freezers were finished. So we had paleo day for a whole nation. I can tell you that. I even was crazy enough to go to that military airport and see how NATO forces are very precise. I was very impressed, I have to say. I loved it though. All my concerts are for free. Entertainment was for free for the first time. I could afford going anywhere and watching all my favorite shows. So that was great. I was part of all the strikes ever against the government. Clearly that didn't matter. After 3 months, and my brother finally coming home, which we didn't know where he is for 3 months, I kind of couldn't see the future anymore. It was bleak. So by chance, I arrived to Dubai. I offered my friend a job offer that I had, and she gave me Dubai. As simple as that. 7 days later, I was here. Finally, some money to spend on the smart things. So the first thing is I did tennis lessons endlessly. Kite surfing, bought all the equipment. Clearly, I was not saving. By the 31st birthday, my 31st, I got a gift, a very special girl. And that's where my story really starts. And the course of my life has changed. Okay? And unlike most of us, you will expect that I'm going to tell you how I improved myself, actually. And all I wanted is to actually help others from that on. Okay. So 2 weeks ago, you heard the story from Marcus, Tom, and Renata about the toughest race. I'm going to tell you a little bit about different toughest race that you can, or rather journey you can go in. And this is how you throw in. And when you throw in, this is how you feel. So I'm going to just read something quickly for you. From that moment, my life diverged from the way of the lists. It was as if I had been following some roughly mapped route, and suddenly the car swerved wildly, and I began to plow through terrain I have never dared venture into. When a child is diagnosed with disability, it is unclear where in this foreign land it will fall. Low expectation of children with disabilities inevitably encourages such children to underachieve. My child might do all sorts of things, and it might not. There would be no certainties. When I tried to construct a life list, it dissolved into daily tasks. I could no longer imagine what lay ahead. If you ask any parent who have child with any special needs, they will tell you that from the sudden road where it was lightly well lit and all your friends were around you, you suddenly end up in a no light straight. You're lost and pretty much feeling alone. I'm in this race. Every child is special. Mine was not special. It's different. We didn't know how different. We find out after I insisted to be assessed over and over. By her third birthday, we understood that she has dysphasia, hypermobility, sensory processing issues. Now, probably for most of you, this is coding. It's like strange language, right? Okay. It's related to language. She could not acquire language. As simple as that. She just couldn't talk. By 3, she was talking gibberish. It's just, we didn't know what's going on. But we had to go in school. We were discouraged by speech therapists that everything will be fine. By 3.3, she was kicked out of her school. By her 6th birthday, I changed another 3 schools. Okay, I was relentless in finding where she belongs. Finally, we ended up in one of the best schools to support children with special needs. This was my fight, and I then was not going to lose it. I dedicated everything I have. Okay? So, in the meantime, I start realizing I am not alone. It's just that these people are very silent. You just don't know about them. You met them, you just don't know. And unlike the roughest and toughest race you guys talk about, these people don't talk about it. They don't even have where to talk about it, believe it or not. And I'm talking here in UAE. I'm not talking about internationally at all. So who is in this race? Okay? These are the parents, and I'm just going to, so I really want to kind of tell you, these are the kids in schools. Okay. Dyslexia, dyscalculia, dyspraxia, apraxia, dysgraphia, dysphasia, ADD, ADHD, auditory processing disorder, sensory processing disorder, autism spectrum, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy. These children are in mainstream schools. They belong there. But somehow, they just don't fit in Dubai and UAE. Okay? Let me just tell you something why this race is so hard. There is no preparation. Nobody prepares you for this journey. There are no distances to cross. There are no rest days. There is no map. There is no road. Guess what? There is no finish line, and depending what you get out of these names, your starting point can be very, very different also. There are shortcuts for the lucky ones, the ones that can afford the shortcuts. Mind you, you pay regardless a lot where you start. So let me tell you how much 7 years looking after my child cost us, over $500,000 dirham. Okay? Now that's injustice. Because these names don't apply, these all learning disorders don't apply to rich people. Everybody is affected. And it's an unbelievable injustice to let these kids fail because you as a parent cannot afford paying 400 dirhams per hour for intervention. Depending what your child has, you will end up 4 times a week in a therapy, plus the school, plus the shadow teacher. If my school costs 47,000, your child will pay 47,000 for the shadow teacher, and for each therapy 400 dirhams. Do the math. Clearly, this changed my life. Apart from free spirit and all the spending on the sport, it was a long time a dream. We had to go back to frugal life. Let me say that was not hard for me. I'm used to it, so I don't think I suffered much there. But at the moment, I believe I run this race pretty good, and I reached hope. I think I set up a damn good system for my child. In the meantime, I learned hips, and I wanted to do something about it. I promised myself that I will not allow other people who enter this race experience what I did. So the first plan was, and I made a 5-year plan. Guess what? That's a long-term planning. So I first thought, you know what? Working from outside the system didn't pay off at all. I approached individual parents, I approached individual teachers, I spent with principals, and I bought books for the school and videos, and I educated as hard as I could, but I realized you have to get into the system to change the system truly. So I decided to do a master's, change my qualification. So I did 2 years master's. I did severe sitting, which I hate, but I did it. So I just finished my master's. It's in applied psychology. It was locally done, so I had to go back and sit in lectures and do all the little kiddos. And then I decided to do a step 2, which was relieve some of the parents of frustration not knowing where are the centers in Dubai, where are the events, workshops, experts, where do you do assessments. Amazingly, that is not centralized information at all. So you end up not only worrying about your kid, but where to go. And even if you have the money, you don't know where to spend it, which is quite frustrating. So I decided to create a platform where I'm going to literally get all this information that I by now knew and share with others. And as wondrous life can be, and I'm going to call someone's name right now, I came to the first InnerTalk. I heard Tom. He talked about the importance of social media, and I approached him. And life is wondrous, as I said. Tom said, talk about what you want. I was a bit confused. I needed guidance. And he offered not only guidance, he offered to create a website designed with his team, and for free. And that's going to happen in the next few months. So thank you, Tom, from the bottom of my heart. I don't think you know what you started. You are part of a way bigger dream that I actually scared you with when I said. Because I have much more confidence now. In the meantime, I didn't want to wait. I set up a Facebook page. Include me, but it's UAE. I set up a parent support group in the school where my child goes. I'm meeting a principal today to discuss legacy in the following years, how to proceed with this. But the Facebook, I am relentless in posting. I checked every possible group in UAE and activity, and I realized they're very poorly active, so I decided to post 3 to 5 relevant posts every day. Now let me tell you, for a parent of a child that requires attention, that's minus 3 hours of sleep for me, which means I sleep around when Cinderella leaves the party, which is after midnight, I guess. That's okay, because for right things, it's worth dying a little bit every day. Okay, so we are super active, and I have to say, response is phenomenal. With very little marketing, if that's called little marketing, I bother everybody. We managed to get 700 really good audience on already members, and we're literally getting people on board all the time. I don't think you can avoid this discussion with me anyway. In the meantime, I have that's going while we're waiting for the web page to come, and I'm collecting resources as much as possible, so it's going to be transferred straight away. There is a much, much bigger dream, way bigger, and it scares the hell out of me. But then again, if the dream is not scaring you a little bit, it's too small, right? Inclusion or integration of children with special needs is terrible in UAE. Considering how much funding we get, that the law is in place, nothing is really being done. Let me tell you, none of the schools are accountable to what they do with these kids. Nobody is checking. Outstanding marking has nothing to do with them, but more with Arabic. Your school will get outstanding marking if follows mainstream curriculum. These children are outskirts, the periphery of anything, okay? And out of 280 schools in Dubai, 52 accepts at least saying it, children with special needs. And even if they accept them, they have no idea what to do with them. The teachers are simply not trained. As simple as that. Okay, so my dream, and I'm going to kind of shorten it. I'm taking too long, sorry. Oh, wow, Marcus, I'm sorry. All right, skip, quick. Fifth lane, fifth speed, sorry. Fast lane. All right, cool. Sorry, it was important. I really had to say it. All right. Where was I? Right, so inclusion. I want to change the policies. I'm writing a proposal for Princess Haya. We are reaching out to government. We are organizing training for teachers from September. So, wish me luck. All right. Fast forward. A few advices to leave you with. No, you owe me these 5 minutes. All right. If you want to make a difference, and I hope most of you want to leave some legacy and kind of move away from self and look unto others, find a cause that really deeply and profoundly touches you. If you can't find a cause, kind of seek out silence. Those without voice need you the most. Take care of them. Voice is power. You have them both. Use them judiciously, responsibly. Okay? Don't shout and don't condemn unnecessary. Okay. The next point is understand why there is a problem. Really understand why there's a problem there. Why it's chronically something around you. Why it doesn't change. And one of the biggest reasons I find is that nobody defines problem properly. If your problem is not clear enough, solution will be short-sighted. Be prepared to meet people who will not understand what you're talking about. And they will be in conflict with your deeply held principles. Even when I say in front of people, every human has equal rights, that these children deserve equal educational benefits, you will see barely a goodwill coming with it. Okay? And I think there was the last one. If you hope, you can hope, Marcus. Okay? Be a dreamer. What I try to accomplish, it's not accomplished anywhere in the world. Okay? So watch this space. Thank you.